The next thing I want to talk about is sleeping. Again, it's so obvious and it's common, but it's so powerful. I mean, study after study, they're finding now the more sleep a person gets, the more weight they're able to lose, right? And so there's so many reasons for this. I always say, they'll come out and say, well, you need 7 hours, you need 8 hours, 9 hours, and studies will say different things. But I always say you want to start judging by what you need, by how you feel, right? So experiment with it. And also know, sometimes you can go to bed at it depends on what you normally do, but you can go to bed really late, get a couple hours of sleep, and you can wake up feeling refreshed, right? That doesn't mean anything because sometimes the sleep takes a little while to recognize the effects of it. All right, so realize that, but start noticing how you feel. Start paying attention to your energy level, and that's where the power napping comes in. With the progressive relaxation that you have access to, it's a 7-8 minute session. And that's something that, again, it's there to teach you how to do it because you want to master the ability to relax and use that progressive relaxation to relax and to go into hypnosis. But it's also the perfect way to help yourself fall asleep. Hypnosis comes from hypno, which is the Greek word for sleep. And so one of the things I never realized when I became a hypnotist is that I was getting good at sleeping because all the self-hypnosis I did. So really what happens when you do hypnosis is you're going right to that edge of sleep and you're kind of keeping a person there and then you're giving them suggestions. But when you just go to sleep, you go through that same process and then you just allow yourself to fall to sleep. So practicing the progressive relaxation, really any of the sessions, gives you the practice of bringing yourself right to the edge of sleeping. And when you get good at that, I can fall asleep now in moments, and that was never the case. Growing up, I had a very difficult time falling asleep, and so this was a skill that I learned, and ended up getting good at, and now I can just fall asleep, practically at will. Okay, and so you can do that by practicing the progressive relaxation. You relax your body, you relax your mind. One other little tip I'll tell you is to focus on your breathing because you breathe different when you're sleeping. Right? If you have a partner that you live with, if you can listen to how they breathe when they're sleeping, it's different than when you breathe when you're awake. Right? The exhale is more forceful, is what you'll find. And so if you can just kind of play with that a little bit and you start to pretend you make your breath feel and act like it is when you're sleeping. And sometimes that will also help you fall asleep. And so power napping is how you can get to that. If you have the opportunity, if you're able to do this, take a few moments during the day and even just 10 minutes, at some point during the day when you typically get tired, if it's afternoon or right after lunch or wherever. And if you can take a 10-minute nap, notice what that does to you. Again, it's an experimentation, but the more energized you feel, the more you kind of fill up your energy, the better it's going to be. Right. The next one is, again, this is the classic, it's 2 in the morning, you're looking at your clock and you're getting really mad because you're thinking about all the things you have to do tomorrow and how tired you're going to be and how little sleep you get. Right. So, what you want to do is you want to, when you get in that place, if you can't fall asleep, is just relax because that's the next best thing. Relax your body, relax your mind, because even if you can't sleep, that relaxation is still allowing your body to kind of recuperate from the day. And a lot of times what'll happen if you go into it with that attitude, instead of being upset about it, if you go into it with, well, I'm just going to relax, I'm just going to calm myself down, a lot of times what'll happen is you will fall asleep naturally. Okay. And then finally, sleep routines. And I think this is real key because there's a lot of unconscious stuff going on when it comes to sleeping. And so sleep routines can include, similar times, similar things you do right before bed. I would definitely suggest some kind of relaxation right before you go to bed. A little bit of stretching is really, really helpful. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. It can be 2, 3, 4 minutes. For years, that's what I've done. A few minutes sometimes of just simple stretches. It just allows you to kind of set yourself and you start setting up routines and your body gets used to it. And I can't overstate how valuable and important that can be. So practice that.